Your city, your news. From the campus of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, this is the Omaha News. Brought to you by the students in the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
Happy birthday, UNO!
Happy 100th birthday, UNO.
UNO, 誕生日おめでとうございます。
Gzuardi Indian UNO, cinviatori na crianças.
Happy birthday, UNO!
UNO is 100 years old today. The theme for the year-long centennial celebration that starts today is central to our city. The university set in the heart of Omaha has grown from being Omaha University with a few buildings to a state school with thousands of students. Good afternoon, I'm Maureen Kaufman.
And I'm Mike Nanfito. 100 years ago, William Howard Taft was president, Henry Ford introduced the Model T, and the Cubs were World Series champs. That was the year Omaha University was founded. And Munira Amini joins us live from the UNO campus with a look at the school's history.
Thanks, Mike and Maureen. I've been a student here for 3.5 years, and just that short amount of time, I've seen dorms build, university life flourish, and that doesn't compare to what faculties have seen who has been here for the longest.
Over the past century, UNO has become a metropolitan university.
Campus has grown tremendously.
Definitely growth in both physical expansion, enrollment, and programs is definitely a theme of UNO. When I started here in '72, the place we're at now, the library, it was just a private home. And everything to the east of here was UNO. But here to the west wasn't UNO. I mean, it was just houses.
The university located in
24th and Pratt.
The Reddick Hall building was
the first building on campus. The second building on campus was Jacob's Gym. And in 1917, Jocelyn Hall was built.
UNO moved in 1939.
This is the first building on this campus, Arts and Sciences Hall.
After the war, UNO kept on growing.
They had the field house built in 1949. Much needed facility for sporting events and get-togethers, graduations, and that kind of thing. And then you have Epley Library here, which was built. This is probably in the mid-50s.
Rosalie Saltzman, who is the director of Honors Department for 40 years, has noticed a major change.
An outward appearance, they dress a great deal differently than they used to. I mean, in the early years that I taught here, students would never wear jeans to class.
The university progressed a long way from 24th and Pratt to Dodge, Pacific, and Center campus locations.
UNR archivist Les Valentine has been working with old photographs for this celebration for quite a while. And he says when he watched students walk around campus here, he can't picture like they are in the 1930s. Professor Salzman, who has been a faculty member for 40 years.
So Munira, are there any other events on campus this week?
Yes, not only are there more centennial events, but also homecoming. This Saturday, the football team plays Missouri Western. Tailgating starts at 10:30 and the kickoff is at 1. Reporting live for the Omaha News, I'm Munira Amini.
Thanks, Munira. For a calendar of centennial events and more UNO trivia, go to unomaha.edu/100.
According to the process of change at UNO, the home for the College of Public Administration and the Community Service has been remodeled. Formerly known as engineering, students attend class at CPACS, which was dedicated this morning. UNO is turning 100, and with time comes change. New additions have been sprouting up all over UNO's campus, from new dorm rooms to classrooms. Today was the dedication of UNO's new CPACS building, former engineering building in the center of UNO's campus.
It is my privilege to welcome you to the dedication of our new home for our college.
Dozens turned out for the building's dedication, including some familiar faces. Former Mayor Hal Dobb feels the new building does a lot for the university.
It enhances its visibility, it develops its image of credibility, and it creates an attractive environment because there are so many choices a student has now.
B.J. Reed, Dean of the College of Public Affairs and Community Service, is proud to finally bring all the departments together.
This is truly a remarkable day for the history of CPACs. We are dedicating a building that houses our academic, research, and outreach programs under one roof.
But it's like adding a crown jewel to the crown of the city because it's more opportunity for our young people, and that's the name of the game now, keep our young people here.
The dedication of the CPACs building marks the birth of a new 100 years here at UNO. With buildings like this one, UNO looks to continue their stance on excellence in education and provide students with the best facilities possible. For the Omaha News, I'm Mike Nanfito. Construction began 2 years ago, and students and faculty are glad to finally be enjoying their new building.
The university was even recognized by Congress with a resolution sponsored by Congressman Lee Terry. It requests that the president issue a proclamation recognizing the 100th anniversary of the founding of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, and that state and local governments recognize the partnership among the city of Omaha, its citizens, and the UNO to build a vibrant and dynamic community.
From a 25-student campus to more than 90,000 graduates, the University of Nebraska at Omaha has seen many changes during the last century. Carl Johnson reports on how UNO was celebrating its 100th birthday.
100 years ago, what would become the University of Nebraska at Omaha was founded. And today, the leaders of UNO, Omaha, and the state of Nebraska are celebrating that history.
As mayor, I have relied heavily on the expertise and the community spirit of the UNO faculty and administration.
What was once known as the University of Omaha has seen many changes over the years, from its humble beginnings to today's sprawling Midtown campus.
UNO's academic enterprise has likewise expanded far beyond what its founders envisioned, with nationally ranked programs, an outstanding faculty, and a diverse student body, with students from all over the world.
Those students and faculty each have their own reasons for deciding to come to UNO.
It's like a candy store. It's like there's so many opportunities here for students and for faculty to do research, and it's just a matter of which piece of candy do you want to pick.
UNO's rich history and academic choice draw today's students to campus, but tomorrow's students will look for even more.
UNO has always been a university with its eye on the horizon, and a place where the accomplishments of the next 100 years will be built on the foundations we lay today.
For the Omaha News, I'm Carl Johnson.
UNO plans to continue celebrating its centennial with several more events throughout the year.
UNO will be the home of U.S. Senator Chuck Hagel's congressional papers. Chancellor John Christensen made the surprise announcement at the end of his convocation address this morning. Hagel is a UNO graduate and is retiring at the end of his second term as senator. He said his papers contain everything from trivial notes to important government documents.
I am very proud to pass on all of those 12 years in every way, and I suspect there'll be some embarrassments in those files, but it's important for our country.
This first item he turned over to Christensen was the handwritten notes he used in making his final address to the Senate earlier this month. Later on the Omaha News, economic concerns continue as stocks keep going down and some students are still interested in investing. We'll tell you why.
Up next, the aftermath of a high-profile visit that brightened the spotlight on Nebraska's 2nd District. Stay tuned.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on the Knowledge Network.
If your days get out of control, reset your attitude by setting your radio to KVNO, Classical 90.7. Discover your own personal oasis of serenity on KVNO, Classical 90.7. Drugs, crime, prostitution, hunger. Visit yesomaha.org and donate to Youth Emergency Services. Help take homeless kids off the streets before something else does.
Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin stopped in Omaha for a campaign rally. Cable news pundits called it a sign that Republicans were worried about our 2nd District electoral vote.
I'm going to Nebraska because I want to go to Nebraska.
Thousands showed up to see the governor speak, despite the day before notice.
The stir caused by Palin's visit has yet to settle. Omaha also saw Democratic presidential candidate Barack Obama in February before the first ever Democratic caucus. Voters in Nebraska's 2nd District are the reason for all this political activity. Danielle Sherman continues our Vote 2008 coverage.
The state of Nebraska has remained Republican for many years, and in every presidential election since 1964, Nebraska has been giving the GOP all its electoral votes. But Obama and the Democratic Party are giving Republicans a run for their money.
They are nervous.
And they're targeting the state's largest and most diverse city, Omaha, by adding a 2nd campaign office. So does that pose a threat to the Republican Party?
Well, no, it doesn't.
Hal Daub, former mayor of the city, says not a chance.
We're very confident we're going to keep all 5 electoral votes in Nebraska, including the electoral vote from the 2nd Congressional District.
But Nebraska Democrats would beg to differ.
With the level of excitement that Obama is being able to generate, I was even surprised to see that the Republican vice presidential nominee was here.
But as a volunteer for the McCain and Palin campaign in Nebraska, Daub says there's a better approach to making a decision.
If an undecided voter really wants to know these 2 candidates, forget the 20-second sound bites and the small quips in the newspapers. Go read each of their first books. And their philosophies of life and government and their experiences are shared in a way that I think really show how different the visions are for where our country should go and what the bright future can be for all of us in this country.
But in a presidential election this close, sky's the limit.
It's about 29 to 30 days left right now, so anything is possible.
For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Sherman.
Democrats have also mentioned that we might not have seen the last of the presidential ticket here in Omaha, leaving open several possibilities. There are less than 4 weeks till Election Day.
A film, a movement, a change. The slogan for a movie that is trying to create awareness for young voters this election year. Cody Cheshire tells us how this 19-year-old director is putting out a call to action.
On Tuesday evening, UNO played host to a film screening of the documentary 18 in 08. Directed by 19-year-old David Burstein, the film focuses on the importance of getting younger voters to the polls in November.
Really take that beyond voting and become long-term engaged participants in democracy.
Those in attendance could register to vote and take part in a panel discussion afterwards with Burstein and other young adults.
Seeing the film really emphasizes the thoughts that I've been having, that we as students really do make big decisions as a group and as individuals.
The film has been placed in the course curriculum of schools in over 30 states. Burstein is taking his message all over the country with a nationwide campus tour.
It's about redefining our role as young Americans as a generation that has a voice that will be heard, and one that has political power, and one that can be the people who are our next political leaders, our next leaders of companies, and the people who change the world.
Now, with a full house for the film screening, it shows that nothing can be more entertaining than the political theater. For the Omaha News, I'm Cody Cheshire.
Burstein says there are 29 million voters ages 18 to 24, and if they all voted, they would have a huge impact. The presidential candidates faced off in their second debate last night. The town hall format had the candidates talking primarily about the economy and tax policies.
The debates are opportunities for voters to see the candidates go head-to-head. UNO has been hosting debate watches, allowing potential voters to discuss their reactions. Aaron Cox shows us how voters started getting involved.
Debate Watch 2008 is in full swing. Omaha residents and students are encouraged to get involved.
Good opportunity for students to talk about politics with people from the community and have a chance to hear experiences from other people that may be different than theirs.
UNO and University of Kansas have teamed up for the American Democracy Project.
It's a national project that's been done several different times during presidential campaigns.
Dr. Barbara Pickering says being involved during the political debates is crucial for our voting population.
One of the things we found was that people were more likely to vote when they had been involved in watching the debate and discussing it in this kind of situation.
Participation in tonight's Debate Watches has increased students' interest for upcoming presidential debates.
Well, I felt like before this event I was really uneducated on certain positions that the candidates took, and now I'm really excited that I know more about it, and I'm excited to get to watch the upcoming debates.
Debate Watch 2008 will continue to be held at UNO's Thompson Alumni Center. For the Omaha News, I'm Aaron Cox.
The next and final debate watch is October 15th at the Alumni Center. Participants gather 30 minutes before the actual debate and stay for a small group discussion after the debate.
The Federal Reserve announced today that it would cut interest rates along with other banks worldwide. Stocks opened up with a sharp decline this morning, then rebounded with a small increase.
But the Dow Jones has fallen more than 189 points. S&P is down by 11 points, and the NASDAQ is down almost 15 points. All this after the market dropped below 10,000 on Monday for the first time since 1999.
Dropping, falling, sinking. All these words have described the stock market for the last few weeks. Even so, many young people are still interested in investing and learning the ups and downs. Morgan Matthews reports.
This stock market this decade is turning out to be the worst decade in stocks since 1929.
So with the economy being in the state that it's in, what keeps people interested in investing?
I've always been a big saving nut, I guess. I always like to save money and see what you can do with it.
So last October, I just jumped right in, put some money from the bank account in an online brokerage, and started reading some books and learning how to invest.
But there are some things people need to be aware of.
There's just so many different ways to get into the business, but there are some common foundations. Part of that you're learning here. You're getting experiences that a lot of folks didn't have when I was getting into the business.
There is a lot to be learned when dealing with investing.
I lost a lot of money, and it just taught me how to actually look at life as more than money. And so it's just kind of a side thing I do, and I hope to get better at it. And I'm not discouraged because I feel that I've learned from losing money, and you learn from mistakes.
We should be able to get through the storm that we're going through right now.
Regardless of how bad the economy is at the current time, it hasn't seemed to discourage students who have an interest in investing. They can only hope that the economy will see a turnaround. For the Omaha News, I'm Morgan Matthews.
The Investment Club here at UNO provides students with helpful tips to further their investment careers.
Former UNO Chancellor Dr. Dale Weber will be in the studio to tell us about his days as a chancellor.
And later on, not just decoration, but an artist's work that is featured in the new CPAX building.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
Hello, Mav fans. I'm Tori Pantalian. Join me each month to catch all the news on all the sports at UNO. Watch Maverick Sports right here on the Knowledge Network.
Dr. Del Weber served as chancellor at UNO from 1977 to 1997. During that time, Dr. Weber was highly connected with the Omaha community. He served on several boards, including the Omaha Chamber of Commerce, the Urban League, and the Omaha Home for Boys, among others. And it's an honor to have you here as a part of our show today.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Thank you. So since 1997, how have you seen the university change?
It's a remarkable change in those 11 years, now 11 years. I still recognize it, but this morning in the Student Center I got lost because while it's essentially the same building, I've either at my age forgotten some of the hallways or it's changed a little bit. But the campus is essentially the same, but of course you've now got the Exarban campus, and now further south a third campus arising from the ground, and so there's been a lot of change in 11 years.
What would you say is your greatest accomplishment as chancellor?
That's a difficult question. I think that's probably a question left better to others than to me. But let me answer it this way. I think the thing that I feel best about with regard to my years at the university was that I think it was in those years that the culture of this campus changed. That was not something that I made happen. I was a part of it. A lot of people made those things happen. And if you said to me, what changed that, I'm not sure. But I remember coming here and my first interview was a question that said, have you ever heard the term University of No Opportunity? And then, have you ever heard of the term West Dodge High? And I said no, and I never want to hear it again. That changed over those years. It changed because of great faculty that came on and worked here and stayed here. It changed because we got a better parking situation. That may be hard for you to believe, but it was much worse in those days. We changed because we had a pedestrian spine, a road that ran clear around the campus. Those are small things. But all of them contributed to a change in the culture here, and I think there was a sense of community when I left here.
So tell us, what is your greatest memory from your time as chancellor?
Probably the day that it was Easter before Sunday, and I went downtown and everyone was honking at me and laughing, and some of my good friends here on the campus had put Easter tails on my car and rabbit faces on the front of the car.
Well, that sounds like a great memory. I'd like to thank you for being on our show. Thank you, Dr. Weber, for sharing your time with us.
My pleasure.
And stay tuned. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
Art comes in several forms, shapes, and sizes. To some people, it's just something that's used for decoration, but for others, it's more than that. The College of Public Affairs and Community Service has a new shine in its north entrance. Enrique Martinez Celaya is a visiting presidential professor at the University of Nebraska.
It's just been amazing.
Celaya is a world-renowned artist that has his work on display all over the globe.
He is a multimedia, multi-talented Renaissance individual. He is just top of his field. If you look at his resume and what he's done in the past and what he's studied, it runs the gamut from physics to publishing, from physical art to it's just, he's an amazing character, and UNO is really, really lucky to have this kind of visit here for us right now, especially during Centennial.
This week, Celaya is in Omaha to share our Centennial at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. He has only positive things to say about the students at UNO.
I think it's fantastic. Everything I have seen about the university is very impressive, and I want to congratulate the university for this great accomplishment. So far it has been, everybody has been extremely attentive and polite, and the students have been very good. They have asked very good questions, which is surprising because I go to a lot of places in which the students are not as communicative and open and willing to ask questions.
Over 300 people have gathered here at Kaneko to take part in a shared interest. That commonality between these individuals is art. Celaya's artwork can be shown through various aspects of creation, such as paintings and sculpture. While Celaya is giving lectures and interacting with students, another artist, Tim Prentice, spent 2 days to install artwork in CPACs in time for its dedication today. The sculpture is meant to represent kinetic energy. It's made out of Lexan, a type of plastic, and aluminum.
Tune in next week. We'll continue our Vote 2008 coverage as we count to our live election coverage on November 4th.
For all of us here, thanks for watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network. Have a good evening.